Okay, welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I deleted my last video that I was attempting to do this. This is a two-parter, and I'm going to make this abundantly clear. First, let me apologize, and let me honor this young lady by not showing her TikTok handle or any of that shit. I will be showing her face, but not her TikTok handle, so that no one goes after her, because she sees things the way I see things, so I'm gonna do it right. The last time I just threw her right under the bus there, so we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus, but I do follow her. I respect her, which is why I'm gonna cover up all of her important shit outside of her face. But understand, she sees things the way I see it, and I'm older than she is by 20 plus years or whatever. But she makes very, very important points in this video, and I need her video so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. Alright? And after that, I'm going to make sure that I continue on with my thoughts on this. And again, if you are a pronoun person, this video is going to piss you off. I apologize profusely for that. I'm a Generation Xer. This is a young person who sees the world the way I see it, to an extent. She might not agree with everything that I'm going to say in this video. In fact, I'm only speaking for myself in this video. But this is the video that I stitched with, and it got taken down by TikTok, which is cool. They took mine down. They didn't take hers down, which is great, and I'm great that they didn't do that. But here's the thing. I piggybacked. I stitched. I didn't get her involved in anything. And this is like the 9th video of mine that TikTok has been on my ass about. So, let's get it done.
The way things are nowadays. And I probably will get hate for this, but I don't understand people who want to be called by certain pronouns. My pronouns are he, him. My pronouns are they, them. Oh, I go by she, her. Where are you people finding out who you are? Because whatever flyer you saw or invitation to find out who you are today, I didn't get it. And I don't think that's nice to exclude people from the festivities of identity. So who's going to tell me where I can find out who I am? I hate the way things are.
Okay.
Nowadays.
So, congratulations to her. I'm not giving you guys her name. I'm not giving you guys her handle or any of that shit. I take my bumps by myself. Especially when it's my video. So I made a duet with her though. Mine's got taken down for technically hate speech. I would say it was hate speech, but I am going to talk about this shit, and I'm going to talk about it right now on YouTube. And if you get pissed off, it's a you problem as I choke on this Rice Krispie treat. But I'm going to call it what it is. And if you can't handle that, welcome to my world. You're not going to like what I have to say. So first let me say, I'm sorry. Now, from here out, the gloves are off. I'm a Generation Xer. I was born in 1973. We fought against labels because we had people who lived the alternative lifestyle. In that words, in modern time, that means they were in the alphabet community before it was the alphabet community. When people used to call men who lived the alternative lifestyle the slang for a cigarette or a bundle of sticks. Go Google it. I'm not going to use that word here. It's a really bad word. It starts with the F, but it's longer than 4 letters. Okay? So we fought to get out of those boxes. Me being mixed, I have to fight to get out of a box every freaking day. Especially when I come across a racist person. Because racist people do exist. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's a you problem. But racist people do exist. They don't exist to you because you're not part of the problem, or you're of the same racial diaspora that these people come from. All right? That being said, you're going to figure it out as you move through life. All right? Now, I brought this up in one of my other videos. It's probably posted, and if it's not posted, I'll say it again. I learned in my policing class that I could go to jail for misidentifying your gender, especially in California, which is like some new age, newfangled bullshit. I cannot look at a person who has boobs and identify her as he, him, his, or he, him, they, because I don't fucking know. You're a stranger on the street to me. That's it. I'm a stranger on the street to you. You can't identify me as he, Cherokee, black, and white. The only thing you can say is, hey, hi, what's your name? What's your ethnic background? Because I get that more than I get, what is your pronouns? Because, fuck, I don't know my own damn pronouns. I know I'm a man. I know I'm straight. I don't know what to call myself. You understand where we're going here with these fracking pronoun things? You're confusing us all. And how am I supposed to get it right? There's no class for this shit. It's not like it's a common sense class, because there's no class for common sense either. But at some point in time, if I use common sense and I see a woman in a skirt with boobs, it's a woman to me. Even if she's a lesbian, even if she's a transgender woman trying to become a man, you're a woman until you tell me you're not. However, I'm also not trying to sleep with you. I may just see a beautiful woman. I know you're not going to give me the time of day, but I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to say hi. How are you, ma'am? And then we get the hell on out your face. For sure. I'm not out of time. When I say hi to a woman, no matter how soft, no matter how nice, I try to speak to them. Most women, regardless of their color, look at me like I'm an abomination. Without even getting a chance to know me, well, you got the nerve to speak to me. So that's why I keep it at hi, how are you, hope you're having a good day, and I'm moving on. If she's looking exceptionally beautiful and has a nice dress, I ain't saying shit. Because one time I made a compliment to a young lady, and it offended her. Let me repeat that in case you missed it, or if you're sitting in the back. One time, I made a compliment to a young lady, and it offended her. And again, she did exactly what I said. You got the nerve to speak to me. And unfortunately, this young lady was black. Very beautiful black lady. But it has also happened to me with white ladies and Asian ladies as well. You got the nerve to speak to me. How dare your ugly ass look at me? How dare you? I'm like, goddamn. So now you see why, if a woman doesn't speak to me first, I rarely make conversation. Just because I know that she's probably going to reject me or consider me ugly or whatever the hell it is she's going to do. Now, let's get back on these pronouns. If you are of the alphabet community, I'm not going to know that when I first meet you. In fact, 95% of the people that you are going to meet that is in my age bracket cannot look dead at you and say, oh, this person's a member of the alphabet community. Now, here's an exception. Unless you're me. If you're holding hands with your girlfriend and you're a girl and you're both lesbians, openly gay, I'm still not going to know. I know this because I had an incident like that in my 20s with these salt and pepper boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were both girls. There was a black girl and a white girl. Yes, the black girl was gorgeous. The white girl was prettier in my eyes. I also knew that the black girl wouldn't give me the time of day, where white girls generally will. So, therefore, I flirted with the white girl, not the black girl. And then the black girl gave me the side eye before the side eye was a thing. And it dinged. It's like, oh, you're not just friends. And I literally said that. I didn't out them, but I was literally like, oh, y'all together. Y'all not friends. I thought y'all was friends and together. My bad. Because I told the black, if I would have known y'all was lesbians, I wouldn't even have made an attempt to get in there. I'm not a homewrecker. I live by that shit. If you're with somebody, it is not my job to break you up just because I want some. No, fuck that shit. It's just not going to happen. It's just not meant to be. That's just the way I am. It has nothing to do with the way I was raised, but I was raised properly. And I'm not out here chasing. If I'm interested in a girl, and I tell her, and she says she has a boyfriend, it's like, okay, tell him how blessed he is, and then I walk the fuck out. I am not going to destroy somebody's relationship just because she's a very beautiful woman. If she's having a damaged relationship already, that's different. Then that's on her. It's not on me. But if I know she's in a relationship and it's a happy relationship and everything is going great, I'm not that dude that's going to do everything I can to get her to sleep with me just so that she can sleep with me and then have to go back to this dude and explain that she cheated. No, fuck that shit. I know you're thinking, what does this have to do with pronouns? I'm getting there. So, as for figuring out that the two girls was lesbians, we didn't have a problem after that. I actually went and got them free popcorn. Like, literally, I remember because I'm the usher. So it's like, all right, I got you. So, to make up for my fuck up, I went and paid for popcorn. I got them a small because I was poor. It's all I could afford. So, in our at the time I was at the Regal, we had just started serving hot dogs and bagels and all that other bullshit. It is now the Violet Crown. But I went and I got a small thing of popcorn and a cup of hot nacho cheese. And I gave it to them. And I was like, look, because I fucked up. Here, don't tell nobody. I got you some free popcorn and some hot nacho cheese. It's like, well, I said, trust me. If you dip this popcorn in this cheese, you'll have a brand new experience. So I also loaded it with a fuck ton of salt. So I gave it to them, and I went back to taking tickets and shit, right? They went out the back door. They never came back through. I don't know if they ate the popcorn or not. Probably threw the shit in the trash can. Now, the thing about that is, I messed up. I couldn't tell that they were lesbians because some girls who are friends do hold hands. Go figure. I remember when I was a kid, I knew two girls that skipped together when we was in grade school. They skipped to the playground all the time. They were inseparable. Except when they had to go to the bathroom and when they had to go to class. But when they were outside and we were at recess, they skipped holding hands. So when I see two women holding hands, I just assume they was friends. This is why you don't assume shit. This is why you don't assume that people automatically know your fucking pronouns when they see you, because we don't. There is no pronoun class. There is nobody out here teaching us how to identify your pronouns. There's not. There's no one that can come sit with me for like 6 days to a year, because it's going to take me at least a year to understand pronouns. Not everyone's going to come in with their sexual orientation either. I don't know what a fucking pansexual is. I don't know what polyamorous is. I don't know what none of that shit is. I know that you can polygamy, I think is what it's called, where you have more than one wife. Like I said, I think that's what it's called. I do not fucking know. I know one man, one woman, regular marriage. One woman and another woman, lesbian marriage. One man and another man, gay marriage. That's where my knowledge stops right there. I don't even really need to know that knowledge, because if I'm lucky enough to marry a woman, then I'm going to marry a woman. And the thing, I do not know if transgender people marry each other and it's a transgender marriage. I don't know how none of that shit works. That is above my fucking pay grade. It is above my understanding. And you need to understand it. Like, I mean, no disrespect, but just remember that shit. and have too much going on in our life to sit here and try to figure out what your pronouns is. Alright? If you're a full-blown woman, naturally born with a vagina, born with a uterus, born with ovaries, but you want to be a man, but not a lesbian, you're being a transgender person. How the fuck am I supposed to know that? Let's keep it real. How am I supposed to know that when I first meet you on the street and you're rocking a fucking sundress, but you want to be a man? You're gonna tell me that's not confusing? Full-blown woman wants to be a man, rocking a sundress. You're gonna tell me that somebody's gonna be able to point to you and say, "Hi, sir." Fuck no. Now here's where I can contradict myself on that. Full-blown woman, officer in the military, not wanting to be a man. But 9 times out of 10, when I was in boot camp and I came across a female soldier who was an NCO, and I saluted, "Yes, ma'am," and it's like, "Sir." Okay? "Yes, sir." So, what am I supposed to do? That's a proprietary command. Am I supposed to call her ma'am because in her gender role, she has boobs, she's wearing rank badges and chevrons and shit, and I'm supposed to say, "Yes, sir," versus "Yes, ma'am"? I didn't know. So when I said "Yes, ma'am," she's like, it's "Yes, sir," or "Yes, ma'am." And I'm like, no more. I'm just going to shut the fuck up. You know? And then, yeah, high-ranking female officers sometimes go by "sir." Found that out. 9 times out of 10, respectfully, most of the time, everybody says "Yes, ma'am." But sometimes they say "Yes, sir," as a rank versus gender. You understand how that's working now? And now if you're wondering why I'm even more fucking confused about that shit, because sometimes we just don't fucking know. It's not that difficult of a concept. Some people just don't fucking know. They don't. I can't walk down the street and identify 2 lesbians. I can't walk down the street and identify 2 gay men. I can't walk down the street and identify anybody who's transgender. I can't do that. I can't. Because there are some people who are male who are transgending into females who have exceptionally beautiful faces. I have a few transgender friends on TikTok. I keep up with them as best I can. I don't discriminate. I'm not dating them. That's a line I'm not gonna cross. I'm not gonna date in that community. I'm not gonna date willingly, you know. But I'm also not gonna say that they're gonna come at me and try to trick me, because that's bullshit. All right. Most transgender people do stay with their own. They generally do. Every now and again, you have like those enigmas that will come out and go try to date somebody straight, and then they have problems. And I'm against the people who are straight just often unaliving the transgender people because they find out. If you're open and honest with everybody from the jump, you won't have these problems. And that's the thing, you know. I have nothing but respect for the Alphabet Squad. I'm just not going to date them. I have dated a lesbian. You know, I've dated a bi. I can't really say she was lesbian. I've dated a bisexual girl, you know. And it's fun, you know. But there was no hanky-panky with her other girlfriends. And then ex-fiance, she was different, but possibly bi. I don't think she knew what the fuck she wanted. But we did have a threesome. I didn't enjoy it. Anyway, that's probably more business than I needed to share. But the point of the matter being, you know, no one can honestly identify your lifestyle or your pronouns when they first meet you. So this thing's gone about 19 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and make part 2, and hopefully it will only go 20-25 minutes. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear, you know. You know what? Fuck part 2. We just gotta go. We're just gonna keep going. Fuck it. Actually, this is starting part 2, so I'll just call it part 1 and part 2. If I remember by the time this thing is posted, if it is posted and you are watching it, now you know. Pronouns: he, him, his, she, her, hers, her, hers, she. You know what, women, you have more pronouns than us dudes. Alright? Now you see another reason why I'm fucked up. Alright? It all kind of relates to also your your category of your lifestyle, because you have normal people and you have the alphabet community. And the reason why I put it that way is because I don't know how to identify it. I know that I'm straight and I like women. As far as lesbians, gays, trans, and every damn other letter that's in the alphabet community, I don't know what none of that shit means. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what none of that shit means, and I cannot identify you by that shit at all. I can't just look at you and say, oh, you're transsexual. I can't look at you and say, oh, you're a gay man. I can't look at you and say, oh, you're a lesbian. I can't do that shit because everybody looks the same to me come hella high water. Now, I don't know how to identify you. I don't know what to call you. I don't want to upset you. That much is apparent. But, how can I not upset you with my lack of knowledge? Because my lack of knowledge is going to be very fucking important. I can't just look a person dead in the face and say, oh, this person's gay. What if I'm wrong? What if you're just a high-pitched talking dude? What about that? What if you're a high-pitched talking dude and I assumed that you were gay, but you're not gay. You're just a high-pitched talking dude. How far do you think I'm going to get in a conversation with you if I just automatically, well, Billy Bob's gay because Billy Bob talks like this. Billy Bob could just have a high-pitched voice. It happens. Let's say I'm talking to somebody who sounds like Lady J from G.I. Joe. She could be straight. I wouldn't fucking know. Because she has a raspy voice. Yes, women have raspy voices too. Sometimes they can sound just like this. So, what do we do? How do we find common ground? Because here's that thing. I'm mixed. If you misidentify my ethnicity and say, oh, well, Echo Fangrey was Mexican, all I can do is get a little mad. But you shouldn't have to go to jail because I'm not Mexican and I'm offended. Oh, you called me a Mexican. Oh, you called me a Filipino. Oh, you need to get locked up for that shit. How far do y'all think this shit should go when you're going to lock somebody up because they misidentified your race? They misidentified your gender. I can't see through your clothes. My name is not Clark Kent. Hold on. Let's see if we can remedy that. Where the hell are my glasses? Well, that's good to know. Maybe that's what fell last night. Okay, well, I don't have my glasses, so we can't remedy that. But you get the gist. I can't see through your clothes. How in the astro-fucking-nomics am I supposed to tell that your body is a female, but you identify as a male? I can't do that. And anybody who thinks that somebody should go to jail because they misidentify your gender, you're insane. I'm sorry. You're insane. Let me tell you a little tiny story. It'll be a quick story. I used to have longer hair than this. It used to be way past my shoulders. And I went through a yellow light. A yellow light. Not a red light, not a green light, a yellow light. And this cop who had no visual of me whatsoever apparently thought I was a girl. He let me get 2 blocks. That's 2 intersections for those who legally don't know what 2 blocks are. I had to stop at a yield sign. I went through 2 lights. That's the first 2 blocks. Not counting the yellow light that I went through first. Went through the yellow light, I went through the blinking caution light, and then I went through a yellow light again. And then there's a yield sign, because there used to be a big Sacagawea statue. The lights are on the left at this time. There was no light on the right. Now there's a light on the right. I make the right turn. He pulls me over in the fire station. First thing he does is come to me, excuse me, miss. I said, I'm actually a man. I had my 3-day beard, if not more. And he said, you know how fast you was going? You know you went through that red light. And I said, first off, I'm a man. Second off, the light was yellow. And third off, I was doing 25. I had my little red car. It was either my red car or my green car, but it was a Ford Festiva or Fiesta, whatever the hell you call the damn thing. And he pulled me over, and I guess when he found out that I was a woman, I wasn't a woman, that kind of got him a little upset. So I got my ticket. I called the courthouse, asked them for the date of when I can come pay the damn thing. My big sister gave me the money, because I was broke because I had recently lost my job. And so I went downtown to go to court. Got in the courtroom. Got the money. And as soon as I got ready to go and pay for it, I had missed the actual day getting the money, so I had to go give the money and everything to the judge in that day. Well, the judge told me, he's like, what are you here for? I'm here for this ticket, and I want to pay it, and I want to go home. And that's it. He's like, he looked at me. The officer was in the court. He looked at the officer, and he said, you're not paying this ticket. I said, yes, I am. I'm paying for this ticket so I don't lose my license and so I can go home. He said, why do you not want to fight this ticket? And I looked him dead in the face. I said, because I'm black, he's white. I am wrong, he is right. Let me pay the ticket so I can go home tonight. The judge cracked a smile and said, guess what? You're not paying this ticket, son. You're testifying. It's like, I'm not testifying. I don't even know what the hell's going on. He's like, you're testifying. You're my witness right now. Why did this officer pull you over? I said, the officer said I went through a red light. The light was yellow. I said, okay. What else happened? I said, well, he let me go 2 blocks. He let me go through the caution light, and then he let me go through a yellow light again. And then I made the right turn at Greyhound, Trailway, whatever the bus station is. And when I got to the fire station, he pulled me over. And when he pulled me over, the first thing he said was, excuse me, mister, you know how fast you were going. He said, and that's why you testify. I said, what? He said, this officer has like 9 complaints. Everyone that he has pulled over has been a female of color. I said, but I'm not a female. He's like, no shit. But when he identified you, he thought you were a female, right? Yes, sir. He's like, and that's the problem. 4 or 5 of those women out there in the crowd there are here to testify against him because he's only going after women of color. I said, but I am not a female of color. He said, doesn't matter. You're still a color. You still have long hair. And he assumed you was a female. What he didn't understand was, now I have legit excuse to suspend him because you're like the 9th or 10th person that this has happened to. That's why those women over there are here. Congratulations, son. You just helped me get this case solved. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, this ticket, they're all here for the same kind of shit. Oh. So, like I said, I can't identify you just by looking at your clothes and your body. But if I know your name, let's start there. It's not a label. It's your name. Technically, it could be a label if you want to look at it like asininely. But for the most part, it is your name. Your title is Mr. or Miss such and such. When you fill out an application, I fill out my application, my government name. I don't even put Mr. I just, because that's never been an option, but it has Junior on the back. So it says first name, middle initial, last name, surname, which means like if you are a junior or senior. Or unless you're married, and then it's first name, middle initial, last name, maiden name. Alright? If you're married. If you're not married. But that's just how that shit works. So it doesn't, it does say what your gender is. So I generally put male, because it only has 2 there, male or female. I'm pretty sure those applications have probably been modified now. But as a man from a particular generation, when I look at people, what I see might not be what I get. But I shouldn't have to go to jail because I don't know that you're a woman posing as a man. Or I don't know that you're a man posing as a woman posing as a man. How the fuck am I supposed to know? I can't see through your clothes. And even if I could see through your clothes, that doesn't mean I can see into your brain to see what the fuck your pronouns are. Because I can't. If we bump into each other in the street and I say, excuse me, and I look at you and you're female, genetically, and I say, excuse me, ma'am, and you say, sir, okay? And I say, well, I'm sorry, can I have your name? Well, my name is Sir. And if that's your name, cool. How you doing, sir? But if we got to get to that point where you need to be called sir, even though you're female, and you're not a ranking officer, and you're not a ranking commander in the military, we have some issues that we need to discuss. Because one, I personally don't give a damn about your pronouns. I really don't. I don't. And I think that the pronoun thing has gone far enough if people are going to jail for misidentifying you by gender because they don't know your pronoun. But they see a woman before them. Whether that person is a woman or a trans woman, they still see a woman before them. How is it possible for them to have to go to jail because they don't know what the fuck your gender is? No one on earth is Clark Kent. They can't see through your clothes and say, okay, well, I see a woman, but she's up here identified as a man. So her pronouns are she, him, his, which makes no sense to me, but let's say that's her pronouns. Genetically, she's a she. Mentally, she's a he. And she identifies as a his. I don't know what that fucking shit. I'm fucking this all up trying to get myself unconfused, and I'm only making it worse for myself. You understand where I'm going. I didn't purposely try to confuse myself. I'm purposely trying to teach you guys that there are people out there like me who don't know shit about pronouns, who don't know shit about your gender. And how the fuck, if I gotta fill out a fucking accident report, am I supposed to write that shit? Which is why I need your name. It's like, I don't give a flying fuck about your pronouns. If you hit me with my car and I don't die, or if I hit you in your car and you don't die, and the car is dinged up, I talk to my insurance company and say, yo, I hit this person who has pronouns. They won't give me their name. They keep giving me their pronouns. So how am I supposed to pay them if I hit their car? If they hit my car, how are they supposed to pay me if they only identify as pronouns? It's like, well, I'm just going to write your license plate down and let the DMV and my insurance company handle it from there. Because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you because I don't know your fucking pronouns. Now, what about when it goes to the extreme? Yeah, we're not done. This is 30 minutes. We're not done. But what if it goes to the extreme where you meet somebody, and it will happen, I'm sure if it hasn't already, this will happen. What if they want to identify as a cell phone? What if they want to identify as a cabinet door? What if they want to identify as a cat? How the fuck am I supposed to understand how this works? No. It's like, well, my name is Echo Fan Grey Wolf, but you can call me Echo Fan Grey Wolf, he, his, toilet paper. Because I identify as a piece of toilet paper, even though this is a tissue, a roll of tissue, a roll of paper towel, excuse me. What do you do? Because what do you do when somebody identifies as a remote control, or a backpack, or a cat? What do you do? So if you're going to jump on people's cases about pronouns and shit, look in the mirror. Rather yet, do some research and ask, what if this person does not know? What if this person doesn't understand? What if this person is mentally cracked and they just can't figure it out? Because I'm mentally cracked, I'll admit that. And especially when it comes to pronouns and lifestyles and shit. Look, man, I didn't deal with that shit when I was growing up. We drunk out of water hoses. We weren't allowed to come home until the street light came on. Our homework was supposed to be done before we left the house. You know, when you got home, you did your homework, and after your homework was done, if your parents came in from work, your homework had to be done, and you were outside. Period. Sometimes I had to play outside in the backyard for hours. Thank God I had G.I. Joe. Now, there were some cases where we could stay in house. It's called rainy days. Yeah, it's raining. You can't go outside. Those were the days you wish you could go outside. Especially when you had to clean the whole fucking house before you could play. Even if the house won't dirty, you still had to clean the damn house. So, if you expect somebody from my era or my generation to just be able to snap into your pronouns, no. If you expect boomers or somebody to be able to snap into your pronouns, no. This is a y'all thing. And you can't get mad when nobody knows your pronouns. I'm a Generation Xer. I did not call people who were gay the F word. I did not call lesbians lesbos or any other derogative that would hurt their feelings. Lesbians fought to have a normal, loving, same-sex life. Gay men, same concept. Transgender was a new thing to me. The only remotely thing I ever knew about transgender was the Rocky Horror Picture Show with the Sweet Transvestite song. I didn't even know what the fuck a transvestite was even when that was out. I had to go Google that shit, and we didn't have Google, we had Jeeves. Jeeves wasn't much help, so we had this thing called a fucking dictionary and a thesaurus. So, once I learned how to spell transvestite, then I figured out what the fuck it was. We had jokes with comedians about trisexuals. They'll try anything once. I was like, the fuck's that mean? It's 1989. What the fuck a damn trisexual is? Eddie Murphy told me that fucking word. In concert. I didn't go to his concert. It was just on TV. One of my family members was watching it. So, the common ground is simple. I'm not forcing you to identify yourself as a pronoun. And you're not going to force me to identify you as a pronoun. However, the line of respect is going to be simple. I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Nice to meet you. You are such and such, such and such. Nice to meet you. Let's start there. Now, as we get to know each other and you just think you're comfortable enough to teach me about your pronouns, I'm more than willing and comfortable enough to learn it. But at the same time, you are not going to put me in the I'm going to lock your ass up because I don't know your pronoun bubble. You're going to put me in jail because I can't tell that you are a female dressed as a male pretending to be a female. Or you are a male dressed as a female pretending to be a male. Because I don't know how that shit works. I don't live that lifestyle. And you guys are a small group of people that live that lifestyle. Most people my age are still trying to catch up with whatever the fuck y'all doing. But that pronoun shit, if this video has offended you, it's really a you problem. I apologize once more if I have. And if you don't understand it, man, look, you don't have to follow me. But I can tell you in the street, if we meet, I'm going to address you by the name that you give me. If you're going to wait for me to address you as a he, her, hers, or he, her, she, or a he, him, his, you can hang that shit up. You're better off getting a fist in the mouth from me before you get me to freaking understand what the hell that shit means. I see what I see before me. Now, if you're a female and you identify as a male, you need to tell me that. But you really don't. All you really need to say, hi, my name is Shane. Okay? You're a female named Shane. I'm not here to pass judgment on you. You're a female named Shane. It's not my business who Shane sleeps with. Unless Shane throws me on the ground and stick me inside of her, I'm good. Nice to meet you, Shane. I'm going about my life. And you guys should probably do the same. Because I can't get mad if you can't look at me and say, hey, you are Echo Fan Grey Wolf, Cherokee and Chickahominy. How are you supposed to know? Because I still don't know which tribe my people is from either, and I'm still doing research. So, I could possibly be Cherokee and I could possibly be Chickahominy. I never heard of them until I started researching where my great-grandmother was from. I'm waiting for them to give me an email back, so that could take anywhere between now and forever. So I'm actually going to write them a fucking handwritten letter. Anyway, that being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. If I have offended anybody in the 45 minutes that this video may be, I am sorry. It's still a you problem. But I am adult enough to say, I'm sorry. See what I did there? I said adult enough instead of man enough. Because that way, it won't be a catch-22. I am a man. I am a straight man. But I'm also an adult. Which we should all be recognized as adults. Now, if the kids are doing this thing and they're in like grade school to middle school to high school, I ain't got no business associating with them if they're not kidding me. Like if my school-age niece or nephew come, I would say, hey, uncle, I identify as he, her, him. How'd the her get in there? No, I'm still not going to be fucking able to deal with that shit. I'm just going to be like, roger that. And I'm going to go about my business. And let that child live its life. I'll be there to guide he, her, him. Or he, she, it. Whatever the fuck they choose to be. That's their life. It's not mine. And I don't have to conform to making you happy by trying to identify your goddamn pronoun when we got to compromise. It's called just tell me your name. You tell me your name, Because let's be honest, and then I'm gonna end the video. Let's fucking be honest. How many of you pronoun freaks sit here and try to ask other people, word for word, verbatim now, what do you identify as? And I'll be like, well, I'm a man. The fuck am I supposed to identify as? I'm a grown ass man. I don't understand the question. You know, that's some newfangled shit that most people that's my age is just not ready to grasp. Now there are some people who got it, and if you got it, you got it. I ain't got it. It's not that I don't want to get it. It's just I really don't give a fuck. Because one, I'm not in your life. Now let's go a little further. Let's say we're acting. We're making a movie. As the executive producer of the movie, that'll be the only time that I need to know your fucking pronouns. Because I need to know what you want on the cast list. When that scroll goes up with your name on it, do you want your name, or do you want this person identifies as he, him, his? Because I'm pretty sure as an actor, you would much rather want people to know your fucking name so that you can get paid, because they'll want you to be done in more movies than identifying as he, him, his. Now let that sit in your pipe and smoke it while you think about what I just said, because I'm an actor, and I would damn sure like to see my name, Echo Fang Grey Wolf, written in lights versus Echo, he, his, him. Fuck that shit. Put my name there, buddy. Echo Fang Grey Wolf. I would much rather see that shit than he, her, him. Thanks for watching. Be seeing ya.